you gotta do is read a book. Open up the cover and take a look.
Hi friends, my name is Annette Simpson. I'm known as Miss Annette with the Monrovia Public Library. And I'm also volunteering with Monrovia Reads to bring you Read Across Monrovia. We're so excited to be able to read books to you. Sometimes I see you students at the Monrovia Public Library. And unfortunately, I can't see you there right now, but I can share a book with you. And I picked one that I think you'll really enjoy. And it's one of my favorites. And the book is called Henry and the Buccaneer Bunnies. So let's enjoy this book together, shall we? It's a great pirate book. Cruising on the seven seas on the rickety old ship called the Salty Carrot sailed a wild and rowdy band of Buccaneer Bunnies. They were bad, bad bunnies, all right. When pirates on other ships saw their long floppy ears and their fluffy white tails, they shook with fear. Here's the pirate ship, and there's the pirate flag. It's got a big bunny on it. The captain of the Salty Carrot was Barnacle Blackear, the baddest bunny brute of all time. Blackear was proud of his wooden paw and his golden earring and his mean reputation. What Blackear was not proud of was his son, Henry. There's Henry sitting there. What's Henry doing? Can you see on the page? He's reading a book. Instead of performing his proper pirating duties, Henry was more interested in reading the books that the Buccaneers stole from other ships. Henry likes books. Henry's father would say, "Shout, shiver me timber!" Blackear ordered Henry. But Henry would say, "I'd rather just finish this chapter." "Make the prisoner walk the plank." "Can't I just read about it?" asked Henry. "Find yourself a parrot for your shoulder." "Well, first I need to read up on parrot care," said Henry. "Buccaneer bunnies, they don't need books," said Blackear. "Toss them overboard." He yelled at the other bunnies. Look at, they're going to throw all the books overboard into the ocean. "No, wait," cried Henry. "Let me just finish them first." "Avast," cried Blackear. "Swab the decks until you come to your senses." Uh-oh. So Blackear's not going to throw the books overboard, but Henry has to clean the ship. So Henry swabbed the decks day after day while reading some of his favorite books, like Rabbits and Crusoe or 30 Days to Longer Ears. "I bet you can't learn how to do this from a book," said Jean Lahaire, who was sharpening his hook. Henry just sighed and read his book. "You'll never find booty like this in a book," said Jean Lahaire. But Henry just shrugged and turned his page. "You can't do this with a book in your paw," said Bartholomew Bunny, as he was sanded his peg leg. But Henry just turned another page. Henry still loves books no matter what. Ooh, I like this page. As much as he loved his books, Henry was a lonely Buccaneer bunny if there ever was one. Then one morning, he looked up at the red sky and wrinkled his little pink nose. He heard the parrots squawking, and he saw the fish jumping out of the water. If my books on meteorology are correct, then these signs mean that a big storm is headed this way. Oh my goodness, a big storm. Henry tried telling Jean Lahaire about the upcoming storm, "Excuse me, but I believe a big storm is coming this way," Henry said. But Jean was too busy polishing his pieces of 8. "Go back to your books, Henry," he would say. He tried telling Calico Jackrabbit. I'm pretty sure that a storm is headed this way," Henry called. But Calico Jack was too busy admiring his tattoo of cabbage. "Don't bother me now, Henry," he would say. Finally, Henry cried, "Batten down the hatches! A huge storm is coming!" "What do you know about storms?" Black-Ear demanded. "Get back to swabbing the decks before I make shark bait out of those books of yours." Henry did as he was told, but he kept his little pink eye on the sky, and when he saw the rats abandoning the ship, he started packing up his books in empty treasure chests. And look at that. The rats have their surfboards and life preservers so that they're safe. They want to get off the ship too and get away from that storm. Look at Henry putting his books in a safe place like a treasure chest. The storm started small. A few low grumbles of thunder, a spike of lightning, and then suddenly a crashing, bashing, thrashing wild cat of a hurricane broke loose. It shook the whole ship. Suffering sea dogs! It mangled the masts. Great blimey bulges! That looks like a terrible storm. What's going to happen? It slashed the sails, it damaged the deck, and ripped the rickety old salty carrot. All that was left floating on the choppy waters were a bunch of soggy bunnies and Henry's treasure chests that were filled with books. Look at that, they're floating on all the books inside. At least the books were saved. When the storm finally calmed down, Black-Ear, Henry, and the rest of the Buccaneers paddled to the nearest island. "We're ruined!" Black-Ear cried. "No ship, no pieces of 8, no gems!" He sat in the sand and blubbered like a lily-livered landlubber. But Henry, he didn't cry. He got straight to work. Look at that, he's getting all his books. The first thing he did was build a 2-story hut out of palm fronds and coconuts. Look at that place, look at that, what he built. "How did you learn how to do that?" asked Black-Ear. "I read it in a book called 101 Things to Do with Palm Fronds and Coconuts," said Henry. That's a fancy place to live. Next, he built a fire and cooked up a tasty meal of seaweed stew. "Blimey," said the hungry bunnies, "where did you learn to do that?" "I found the recipe in a book called Quick and Easy Meals for Marooned Pirates," replied Henry. Boy, those books are coming in handy. And then he made them all fetching garments with bits and pieces he had salvaged from the shipwreck. "We look like gentle bunnies, we do. What swank swashbucklers we are! Arr! And it's all from those land-loving books," said Black-Ear, shaking his head. Don't they look fancy? Boy, Henry really knows how to do a lot of things. Henry taught Black-Ear and the Buccaneer Bunnies all kinds of useful things, like how to plant carrots, how to make the best sand castles, and how to build boats out of palm fronds. And soon they built a brand new ship. Good thing Henry had those books, which they sailed to the library at the nearby Easter Islands every summer. Here the bunnies spent many happy hours slurping seaweed stew and reading books. Arr! Buccaneer Bunnies will always need books, said Blackear, and Henry just smiled and turned the page. Now I think those pirates love those books. And that's the end of my story. Books are very important and they can help us learn to do a lot of things. We can use our imagination, we can be creative, we can make things, we can learn about people and places all over the world. So boys and girls, I really hope that you pick up a book and learn something new or enjoy a wonderful story, because books will really take you to wonderful places in your imagination. I want to thank you so much for letting me read this story to you, and I'm thrilled that you are enjoying books along with me. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.
All you gotta do